Hello, I'm Carolina Figueroa, and this is Lab 4, Circuits and Capacitors, for Physics 2212. The purpose of this lab is to use the principles of energy conservation and current conservation to predict the behavior of circuits containing resistors in series and parallel, use multimeters to measure the actual values of conventional current and potential differences in the circuits, and examine the behavior of ohmic resistors and capacitors. The results of my lab are that the current in my series circuit is equal to 0.02 amps, the current in my parallel circuit is equal to 0.06 amps, and the time constant in a time-dependent voltage across a discharging capacitor is equal to 6 seconds. The physics principles used in this lab are current conservation, energy conservation, charge conservation, the node rule, the loop rule, and Ohm's law. After setting up the series circuit as described in the lab worksheet with 2 batteries, 2 resistors, and 2 ammeters, I predicted that the current would be 0.02 amps. After performing the experiment, I found that I was correct and the current was 0.02 amps. And when I reversed the ammeter, the signs of the readings changed, giving me a negative current. After switching an ammeter with a voltmeter, I got the results of the current being 0 amps and the voltage being plus or minus 3 volts, depending on where the probes are placed. The series is not complete, which is why the voltmeter has a reading because all the current concentrates around the voltmeter. None of the current is able to flow to the ammeter. I then found the voltage differences between the points given in the lab sheet. According to energy conservation, the sum of potential differences should be 0. My results showed that this was in fact correct. Here is a graph of potential versus position. When you attach the voltmeter, the current is still flowing in a steady state, so the ammeter reading stays the same. When you connect the voltmeter across the 100 ohm resistor, the ammeter reading doesn't change. When you put the ammeter parallel to the 100 ohm resistor, the current increases because there's less resistance in a parallel circuit. Then I found the resistance for the different points, for the different resistors using Ohm's law. The 10 ohm light bulb lights up and then dims as the current slows down while the capacitor charges. When the capacitor discharges, the current does the same thing and it slows down until it stops and the light turns off. The time for the capacitor to charge in a 10 ohm light bulb is 6.33 seconds, and the time to discharge is 9.45 seconds. The time for a capacitor to charge in a 20 ohm light bulb is 8.58 seconds, and the time to discharge is 18.48 seconds. Here are my calculations that I used to find the time constant of a time-dependent voltage across a discharging capacitor. We started with the energy conservation equation to derive the final equation of the natural log of a voltage difference over the initial voltage difference is equal to negative time over time constant. I found my data through the simulation. I found of the voltage over a 20-second time period while the capacitor was discharging. I then calculated the natural log of the voltage difference over the initial voltage, and then I plotted the graph of time versus the natural log of the voltage difference over the initial voltage difference. The slope of this graph is equal to -1 over the time constant. I then rearranged that formula to find the time constant to be equal to 6 seconds. The reflection questions. What if you were doing this lab in real life and used an actual ammeter instead of an ideal simulated ammeter? What's different about a real ammeter and how would it have affected the circuits you hooked it up to? A real ammeter would cause resistance, which would slow the current down. What if you were doing this lab in real life and used a real battery to charge a real capacitor with no resistor in the circuit? How quickly would our ideal model predict the capacitor to reach full charge? Would this prediction happen in real life? The capacitor would take longer to charge because of internal resistance that isn't in the simulation, our ideal model would predict the capacitor to charge instantly. This prediction would not happen in real life.